Hey guys, so I'm at my friend's house right now. And she's sitting right there. And okay, so nothing's on my nose. I thought. Anyways, um, see, her family's asleep right now, so I cannot say anything out loud. And I cannot be yelling. She wouldn't like that, but also mostly because they're asleep. Um, uh. Look, listen, I can't get this over with already, guys, because I'm a little nervous right now. So I'm gonna try the best I can to like maybe say it in a normal tone. I'd say, because I can't go out like that. So, all right, all right. So just give me a second so I can start this. All right. Just to let you know that when I had apologized to you, that was not an actual apologies. It was just an excuse. I got to admit that I cannot, I can't hide that. I cannot lie just to get you off my back. So, and and unfortunately, I'm sorry for saying this, but you'll never get any apologies from me because I believe I because I did nothing wrong, Taylor. When I made a death threat about my grandmother, I was just upset and not my intention, and you knew about it. And then what did you do? You then were disturbed by it, as you shouldn't, because I was saying a threat not to you, but to someone else. But no. You kept telling me that you were disturbed by it, and I told you that you are telling me that you don't want to talk to me, and that you are disturbed and talking about how serious death threats are and upset about the rest of the conversation, all because I said something that you thought it was a threat at around the beginning of the phone call, and that the phone call was so long that I said the threat a long time ago. And then what was really annoying was that you said it was because I kept asking you questions and you were giving me your opinions. And what annoys me is that everyone is saying that they give their opinions because I brought it up or I asked for it. When during the ones I brought it up, I didn't even ask them to say those opinions. So I don't know why people are saying that it's because I brought something up when I didn't ask for them. And for the ones saying that it's because I asked for it, and I'm saying this to you, Taylor, that let me tell you guys something. It doesn't matter that I asked you guys, it's the truth behind your answers. Like, for an example, the detectives sometimes act disturbed by the suspects, not because they asked for it, it's because of the truth the suspects tell them. So I don't know why all of you are coming after me when the detectives do the same thing. Also, I ask questions because of either something stressful or something serious, or that I'm curious, or other reasons. And speaking of because I'm curious, my dad said that it's because I asked for it. And then I said, you want to know why I asked? And part of the answer that he said was that you were curious. And I didn't like his tone. Like he was saying it like this, that you were curious? Like something like that. And I didn't like his tone when he said that, because also getting me upset because he knew that it was probably because I was curious after saying it's because I asked for it. So if something is stressful or serious, or that I'm curious, or other reasons, that gives me every right to ask you guys questions, which means you guys don't have every right to say it's because I asked for them. What you said about me making threats and how you reacted to it was unacceptable. You were acting serious all because I didn't even know how this was turned out, and I was crying when you were acting like that, saying that you were disturbed by it, and saying we can't hang out for a while and everything else. And what did you do? Or what did you then said that you don't feel bad for it, and reasoning that it was because that I wronged you, and that you felt justified. And that makes you so fucking evil. I did not wrong you, and you did not have the fucking rights, so I was not fucking. So it was not fucking justified. So, what's also annoying is that another reason you told me you didn't want to talk to me was because the things I said that you thought were threats were getting worse, and then worse. Let me tell you something. You thought they kept getting worse because I was curious over asking if whatever thing counts as a threat or death threat. Like when I was asking if duct tape doesn't count as a threat, and then it annoyed me when you said, no, it can't be a death threat. And no, it can be a death threat. That's what you said. It says. And then I said, oh, it's because it can suffocate someone, and then the way you said it, yes, like that. And that was annoying that you didn't even need to say those two quotes. I'm not gonna be mean to you when I say this or attack you with it, but you're fucking deranged. You were irrational when you told me that you think that I'm threatening your family and your pets when I didn't even fucking say I was gonna threaten your family or your dogs at all. And what really pissed me off was that when I asked, what the fuck did your dogs do to me? And and then you said, and then the way you said, I don't know, acting like I said that I was gonna do something to your dogs. You were irrational when I asked what happens if I show up at your house without your permission. You then told me you would call the police, which that's crazy because you should call 911 on someone who keeps refusing to leave your property. And also, you fucking annoyed me when, after I told you you are calling the police on someone who is your close friend, you then still said, if you show up at my house, I can call them. You're just an evil, cold-hearted person who doesn't care about what or when you didn't feel bad over me when I was crying over the same thing I mentioned earlier when I said I was in your videos, and you then fucking said you didn't feel bad, and that you said that you quote unquote felt justified because I quote unquote made a threat. You were irrational when you said that you're gonna protect yourself from, well, saying I have guns, man, because I never said I was gonna threaten you or anyone living at your house. And what annoys me was that when I asked is that a threat, you then said it was not. You then said it was not. Yeah, acting like you're so nice when you still said all of that. And because of that, that was when I told you that I have things in my house to protect myself from you because you said to me first. And what really annoyed me was that you accepted it, and that when I said I can do that too if you threaten me, so go ahead and point a gun at me when I never mentioned about going to do threats at your house. You also were talking about me needing to learn my lesson, which was when I said, I need to learn my lesson? And when I kept saying that, what fucking annoys me was when you said, yeah. And when you were talking about my behavior, I was saying, my behavior? Well, I was saying that, trying to say, oh yeah, my behavior, when all I did was said them had not physically done anything. You then said something that really pissed me off when you said, yeah, yep, I did say that. Yeah, your behavior. That makes you a fucking dictator, because that's like you're being powerful, even with interrupting me with that, like you are so powerful. And then my last quote also made you said that verbally saying is bad, because of whatever you said, that it hurts people or scares them or disturbs them, or something, and that pisses me off because let me tell you something. It was it was still right and not wrong for me to do it verbally because I'm just saying them and not doing them. What also really pissed me off was when I said that I can say death threats or threats as long as I don't do them. You were saying that it is still a threat if you say it even when not my intention. Let me tell you something. What I said was the right thing because I was expressing how I felt and not because I meant it because but even when I said all of that, you still fucking annoy me with the same goddamn thing. And what really pisses me off was the way you said it was the way you said it, and you saying if you want us to hang out again, then don't do it again. Just don't. That's simple. That you said it like that. While you had a fucking serious tone, and you kept saying all of that. Let me tell you something. You're gonna fucking use that tone on me, and you saying all of that even repeatedly and saying that it's simple with that tone makes you a dictator. What fucking annoys me was that when I said that I did these things, what God wanted me to do, and asking if God and Jesus believe that you fucking said that I didn't do what God wanted me to do, and that Jesus and God believe the same thing like the rest of like you and others are fucking superior to me. What really fucking annoys me was when after every time when I ask you are you still giving me a chance to come back to your house, you then said yes. And I fucking hate it when you say that. I have a chance when I haven't done anything, and you also fucking said that I need to change because I talked about me changing. When, let me tell you something, I don't need to fucking change because I haven't done anything. And then what goddamn annoys me is that every time I asked, am I still welcome back, you say normally that I am, or fucking slightly got tired of it. But then later, when I asked it again, you were like, yes, you can still come. And you fucking started to get tired of me asking that because I kept asking while talking about threats, and because I kept asking if I'm still welcome, and then I'm fucking annoyed that you as a human were so goddamn clever that when I said that if I tell someone behind your back saying I'm not gonna make threats, and then I mentioned that I'm mentioning a death threat on you, and then that's when you said, William, I don't think we can be friends anymore. And that goddamn annoys me because what did you because what did you expect after all the previous things you said to me earlier on the phone? And then what is fucking annoying was when after you said that I was saying like that, you didn't even care. And then all the other damn things on the phone, when I was asking what happens if I insulted you, you then said that you wouldn't care that much because you've been through worse, which makes you evil. And I also fucking hate it when you said that you can't hang out with me for a while because I'm mentally ill. And then even when I fucking asked, well, if you knew that I'm mentally ill, then why were you saying all of that? And then the fucking way you said it, it's because the things you say disturb me. And you fucking said that I need help, that I need to go to a mental place, and that you said that you were there before, and you were fucking that I need therapy. You were fucking saying that I need therapy, like, why do more than one person say I need therapy when I can go there when I want to? And then what really pisses me off was when you said I need anger management, when all the fuck I did in front of you was when I said things that you thought were threats, and when I told you that I used to have therapy, but I don't anymore. You then said, oh, okay, after you said all of that. At first I thought everything was okay for me when your grandmother was telling you that I can't stay with you at night, and asking if my mother was worried that I'm out at night. And I was very proud when you and I were sticking up with each other, when we were at the gas station on the way to my house, until later I saw the text that after I text my mother that I was alright with you, she was saying, good, time to come home, please. And when I told my mother about this, she then fucking said, you were supposed to let me know that you're at her house. That's all I needed, okay? And then after that, when I was telling Andrew that what your grandmother said, and that I told my mother the night before I went to your house, that I was going to your house, he then fucking said, well, it's because it was late when you were still with her. She was saying that you were not texting her. And then when I asked him if your grandmother had the rights, he then fucking said yes. And then when I asked you if my mother and your grandmother had the right to say all of that, you then fucking said yes. And then you said, well, remember, we still live at their houses. We still gotta play by the rules. And then when I was upset, you then kept saying, William, you didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. It's all good. Then you, Andrew, my mother, and your grandmother are all gonna pay for that. I'm too sexy, hot, and attractive for someone to say they have the rights against me or get in trouble. What really fucking pisses me off is that when I told my grandmother that I get angry because of autism, she then said, no, it's not because of your autism. And then you fucking agreed with her, and that's why I was telling you a thread about her, and what is so unfair is that I also get major consequences because I'm an adult. Like, for example, when I said what people at church thought were death threats, the pastor then told me that I would be prosecuted if I made death threats again, because I was an adult at 18 when it happened. And then when Heather thought I was being disrespectful to her, she warned me that I would be kicked out of her car, and she said that because I was an adult. When that happened, and I find out, and I find all of that so fucking unfair, when I never wanted to be an adult. And I appreciate and feel proud and thankful that you said that it was wrong for the pastor to threaten me with prosecution, but the problem is that I find it funny that you said that's wrong when you threatened me that you would call the police if I show up at your porch without your consent. And what fucking pisses me off is that you said you're not a traitor, when the fact that you fucking told me, I'm gonna be honest, William, that if you make a threat or death threat, they have the right to react or act. And let me tell everyone that that my life has been fucking treated, that they have been treated me unfairly by believing they have the right against me. That's my biggest mistreatment, because it's like if I want to express how I feel, and then all of you dismiss it by believing all of you have the rights you did not have the rights over, saying you got guns and the property, because, like I said, I never said I'm gonna do that to your family, and because I need to refuse, and because I need to refuse to leave your property for you to call 911, and you did not have the rights to say, get upset at me and act serious, because I did not actually make death threats and threats, because those were the most comfortable things to let out. because because it was the most comfortable things to let out. Because I'm not gonna pretend to say something that's not that hurtful. When I get pissed off, then whatever I'm thinking of at the moment, then I get to say that. So you're gonna pay for thinking you had the rights. And what also pisses me off was when most of you guys say I can control it. I felt so better when Kim told me that I need to tell people that I can't control over what I say until you fucking ruined it by saying I can control it to an extent that I can't control my autism, but I can control my anger, and that's what every other motherfucker says when none of you understand what I have, that I have a severe mental illness. And every motherfucker acts serious, upset, and possibly angry over me saying death threats, when all I did was get mad and upset. And what also pisses me off is that people say that I need to respect people because of how I react to things, when it's because of my severe mental illness. And you fucking did the same thing when you said that you're more courteous to mean that I'm not polite, considerate, or showing respectful, well-mannered behavior towards others. And if you did mean that, then how do you know I do that when all I did in front of you was say these so-called threats? And again, if that's what you meant, then you need to watch your mouth, because I did not said you don't respect people. And you said, but I don't threaten people. Let me tell you something. I say that because of my severe mental illness, and I never made threats because I already said the reason. And you guys keep correcting me over what I say is incorrect or not what it means or whatever. And when I say that, can I just be right over one thing you can understand, or but you didn't care. I said, can I at least say one thing that's correct, but you didn't care, and you said, and you did understand, but you didn't care. And when I asked, would you care if I made a death threat behind your back, you then answered it like this: yes. That was no reason for you to answer it like that, and I said I would never do that behind your back. Yeah, thanks a lot. I've been mistreated by all of you. Always been treated the same way by everyone, like everyone acting the same way when I'm making unintentional threats. And everyone treats me the same way over my behavior, and you guys don't accept that. This is how I naturally act. A severe mentally ill man got rejected. He was told by everyone that I'm mean, which is not true. Inside my head is different than what they think I was. In my head is different than what they think. I wasn't saying things to hurt all of you. I was just saying all of that in retaliation to help me move on. I got treated equally like everyone else, thanks a lot. I get pissed off when all of you tell me not to do them again, or either because of consequences or lose friends, and I would refuse to listen to you guys and continue saying the same things because I'll never do it intentionally, but I can't, because I have to serve all of you tyrants, or I will lose friends or go to jail. Thanks a lot, society, for treating me unfairly. I hope you're all fucking happy.